Hey YouTube, sorry for the lack of updates. It's just been pretty crazy lately. Trying to move everything around with all my projects and everything. So I figured I'd give you guys an update of what I have going on right now. As you can see, well, maybe not with the camera. Yeah, you can see it's raining. It's been raining off and on, well, almost non-stop all day, but it is off and on all day today. But since my last video, I've gotten 2 new tractors, and figured I'd let you see them, and I reorganized my shop and everything. So, to start things off, I got this MTD. The hood for it's actually on Danny's tractor right now, but this is the hood for my other new tractor. It has a 14.5 IC Quiet, or IC Quit, as most people call them. iQuits. Yeah, they're interesting engines. But out back here, the Craftsman, the Mutter, stack of tires I got, Danny's, this new MTD, and the wheel horse. So let's take a walk into my shop. So, first thing you might notice is the Jazzy's over here, as well as the gas scooter. I took everything that was in this corner and moved it out, because it was just from old projects and was taking up space. That way I could have more room to work on new things. Now, the second thing you're probably noticing is the tractor. Well, it is a Murray wide body LT, similar to what Fearless Front has. I believe this one's a little bit bigger. The hood was out back, as you can see. His was the 12.5 model. This is a 15.5 model. And I got it for free from a friend, actually. I've been trying to find one of these ever since I saw Fearless Fronts, just because I want to do something very similar to what he has, because from his videos, I mean, they run and go very well. So, if you can see, the first thing you can notice is the steering is not in line. So, I'm probably going to have to just fix the tie rods, because everything's the way it came from the factory, it appears. So, I'm not sure what I'm going to do. Probably just extend one of the tie rods to even it up, and it should work fine then. I was going to run this 15.5, but it's just, whoever had it, well, my friend had it, and he gave it to his cousin, and his cousin wasn't using it, so that's how I got it. His cousin gave it back to my friend, and then I got it, but he tore it all apart to paint it. As you can see, there's no governor plate on it. It's just kind of hanging here, and the throttle cable actually right now is hooked up to the choke. Doesn't make sense. The engine is a running engine, but the throttle cable's not hooked up, so obviously it's not running now. So I don't know. I'd like to get a 12.5 flathead for it just because of the reliability, but the way it sits, I still am in a little dilemma. I might just run an open governor right now and run her till she blows, but I don't know if I like that idea when it's a good running engine. So I don't know what other governor plates will fit. Maybe I have one, but I know their springs may be different. But then again, Briggs like to use parts off every engine they own, so. But it is the, I believe this is a 6-speed. I know Fearless is a 5-speed, but if you watch, see if I can do it, it'll click 6 times. So, first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth. Neutral and reverse. So, I don't know, either way, I believe it's a Peerless, so that's a lot better than a foot. The first thing you might notice back here is the ATV tires. They are Carlisle Badlands, and this one was not completely on the bead and the kid couldn't get it to hold air. It has plugs in it as well. This one will pump up but goes flat. I was going to put some slime in it and see if that helped out. But as of right now, all I've done is remove the motor deck up and down handle, and it's all on the floor. I think it looks a lot better without it, and it's just a lot of extra weight you don't need and a lot of room now up underneath that I didn't have. So I need to get rid of this handle, but it has a safety switch. So until I get the safety switches out, the handle's going to have to stay until I want to get it running at least before I remove that handle. The hood needs fixed, that's why it's off. The kid wrapped it around the hood to pull it out of the woods when it broke instead of around the front axle. And the hood being the weak point broke. So yeah, this will be my new project. I just plan to, for now at least, weld it posi. I wanted to put a foot throttle on it and put a 4-inch on the rear to speed it up, because this thing, I can remember like a year ago when it ran, was slower than, I mean, it might have done 3 miles an hour. I think that's pretty terrible. So I figured put a 4-inch on the pulley, or a 4-inch pulley on the rear, should speed it up, you know, maybe 12. That'd be nice, you know, just cruise around a little quicker, get from place to place a little quicker. I'd like to get some meatier front tires here, because these, I think everyone assumes that they're called wheelbarrow wheels. They suck. Especially with posi, they're going to suck. Those Carlisle Badlands, or I think they're the same thing as hole shots, they should work fine. If not, I have a friend who can give me a set of Kenda claws that are half worn out. They should fit. So I'd like to try it all out, you know, make it very similar to Fearless's build. You know, welded front axle, not identical, but do some of the things he's done. Try it out. I'd like to, when I weld this posi, I'm going to try his way, because before I welded the spider gears together, and then, yeah, I welded all the gears together instead of welding them to the shaft. It worked, but I heard it wasn't the best way to do it, so I would like to try and do it Fearless's way. But that's what's been going on with me. For the most part, I've been working on cleaning this out and doing a little work here and there. On the other MTD, I'll have to show you its setup. It has a centrifugal clutch setup on it instead of the double pulley. So, yeah, I've just been here and there working. But now I have this project, and we still got to get my friend Danny another project until we can find him a 3rd foot, because I don't think I've told you guys, but that foot I put together worked for a little bit, but it quit. Something broke inside of it. So I don't know if it was my fault or if it was just the parts of the cases weren't the same. Like I said, I hate those foots. I would recommend not getting one. But I mean, Jazzy's still running good. I ride it every other day probably. The scooter, I'm still trying to sell it. Anybody, I mean, I'm asking $200 for it. I think it's a very fair price. Runs just the brakes, that's all. But it doesn't even go fast enough to need brakes. So, well, I'm going to sell that. I mean, I want to get it out of here so I can get some money for some other projects. Mini bike, it's just becoming a workbench. I mean, I let that thing go for $150. All it needs is a clutch and a diaphragm. I mean, $50, you got a good running mini bike. But, yeah, guys, that's what's